Yeah,
drug cartel.
we can do the session. Oh, just actually hold up.
Yeah, the cat and the necromancer.
Okay. I should say welcome to the pre-stream, but I don't think anyone will show up just yet. I don't think anyone will show up at all. Period.
Man, so pessimistic.
Eh. If no one shows up, I don't expect anyone to show up. I expect only one person to show up, possibly Hero Flame. Possibly.
Possibly.
Hey, hey, Lord Volvo Bear, welcome to the pre-stream. Hey, Hero Flame. Hero Flame, you're like really consistent to a surprising
Yeah.
degree. Even when I like change the timing to just be completely different. I mean, I really appreciate it, but it's. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, thanks. How would you?
Tired. Heard.
That
For
is
some
a
reason I had enough
fair
night sleep.
answer. I believe that answer. What do you mean odd? Oh, him showing up every stream? Nice.
Oh, your hand showed up?
What hands?
Oh, I thought you said your hand showed up on stream. Your avatar's hand.
I assure you, I don't know
Never
what you're
mind.
talking about. I am confused, as I always am. Okay, hold up a second.
Never mind.
Everyone, we're live.
That's funny. You guys ever see they did a little thing on the new Mario game?
I've not
What'd they
played.
do? I have
I've
not.
never played a single Mario game. Oh, that's a lie. I've played
Well,
the most generic one. You know.
The first one.
Well, they're making Mario Wonder. Mario Wonder is interesting game, but they've added a few things. The internet lost their crap over one of the power-ups.
Oh yes, the elephant.
Elephant power.
I have no clue about that. Hey, yeah. So Lord Wolverbear, yeah.
let's just
Basically, there's
say,
the D&D stream, which I think I've signposted it well enough. Hopefully.
It's a power-up that turns Mario and his friends into elephants.
Which you can obviously see why it broke the internet a bit.
I don't get it. Why
Especially
is that a
considering
problem?
Three of the playable characters are Peach, Daisy, and Toadette.
Okay.
Let's just say some people in the internet like their thick woman.
Oh, I thought it was people angry because Twitter.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, they're still angry.
But most of them's probably
They're
horny.
still angry.
I mean, that's fair. They are idiots. What can you? I mean, you know.
They've announced a few other things. They got a drill power up.
It turned a
power
chick. Oh yeah. Quit.
But one of the interesting things I saw was they've replaced how you can co-op resurrect people. Back in the day, if you died in a Mario game with your partner, you turn into a bubble, and you gotta pop the bubble to free the person.
Yeah, that was in New Super Mario World, I believe.
In this game, they have a new one where you just become a ghost.
Small notice. 10-second delay.
And you
We're doing good.
You resurrect your friend by running into the ghosts. But what's funny is people started making art of Luigi running away from his dead teammates because they are ghosts.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
He's terrified of ghosts.
It's just like, yeah, you need to bring us back to life, and Luigi's like, no.
Oh no.
Okay, right.
Uh,
So welcome to the actual stream, everyone. We're here, we're live, we're not in Roll20 yet because while I was setting up every other thing, which is 3 things, which is quite a lot for me to keep track of, I forgot to sign into Roll20, which I'm doing right now, so have no fear. Everything is
I am fearful.
A-okay.
Bomber, I noticed you aren't in the Roll20 either.
Okay, here we go.
I'm
We're
not
in,
gonna-
and
I probably got signed out once.
here we go. Bomber, your reacted picture is of
The
Bomber.
stream's gonna go great.
Listen, the stream's always
And
so.
the short stack
Let's not
has
lie
returned.
to ourselves. The stream never works, you know. But it's fun.
I mean,
but
it
it's
has
always
its off
the
days.
session's fun.
I don't know. Are you paying for the servers?
Hello, welcome to stream, Laviande.
Our short,
I hear you.
our short
I
stack
see
has
you not.
Can you... Ah, dang it. Okay, can you just give me a second? Can you hear me in good quality or like a lot of echo?
Oh, now I can see
you
you.
sound
Everything's
good.
working.
Okay, give me a second. Smart sound
Okay, so
technology for
10.
digital.
What do you mean 10? Oh, yeah, Bomber. Yeah, Bear. Lord Bear. 10 seconds, which is, again, it's okay. Here we go.
So everyone
Okay, well,
here got
as long
signed out.
as long as you're hearing me, that's what matters.
That's
Yeah.
all good. Yeah, we can hear you. You're a bit kind of godly, but not really into like voice changer, but more like, your voice is like sounding a bit louder,
Okay,
bit more
I
presence.
think I know. Okay, I think I know how to fix that. Give me a
It's a
second.
weird thing. Oh yeah, by the way.
Okay, can you is that better now?
It's worse. It's
Is it better?
absolutely worse.
Yeah.
Oh
it's an
shit.
echo.
Ah shit, here we go again. Oh yeah, by the way, so to anyone watching on stream,
Okay, hold on.
which is Lord War Bear. That's it. So basically I finally done it. I finally made art of one NPC here. You know? I made art of Inari. She
Huh?
angry.
I love her. I love
thought-
her. She looks like
Good
a
job.
an angry
guys,
Link.
give me a second.
Yeah, she looks like an angry Link.
The child.
Oh yeah. She adorable, but also very
Oh, yeah.
upsetting. Very upsetting what happened to her. We should find the people responsible. All of the leprechauns and possibly kill. Oh, I'm wearing my glasses. Okay, I have to take off my glasses. Wasn't tracking my eyes. Wonderful.
Litney will bring out a wrath so heinous it will make even the gods tremble.
Wonderful, wonderful. You do that. Make the gods scared. I'd love to see what happens. Maybe roll a D100. Mm-hmm. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they are not gonna touch you, but they are
Oh.
too scared of you to even try.
And if you roll badly, if you roll a 1, oh no, they're scared of you. They respect you. They're scared of you. They don't want to mess with you right now. They value that things. And if
Yeah.
you roll 100, you're
They
smitten where
just like-
you stand.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Actually, I can see it to be at if the gods are too scared of you, they probably will just nuke the continent. It's probably not a good thing. Anyway, here we are. We have Laviande, Litney, and Lead Bomber, who is Razzle. I don't know why.
My bad.
I don't know why things slip me. Don't worry, it's fine. So we got the lot of these guys around.
Paint things.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if. Okay, here, people watching, would you prefer, which is just Lord Volvo Bear, would you prefer this view, which is kind of like the default view which I use for everything, or would you prefer this? I will say it is not a finished view, and it's a view which I've not worked on some reason. I don't know why. The chat's not visible. There's no chat. Okay? But I think it might have a bit of a clearer picture on the, on the world map and the actual chat log over here, which will have all the roles. This one looks better. Okay, we'll go with this then. This is the view I actually made specifically for this. Above me, I was going to put like a little bit of like a slideshow of just all the characters and like their stats, but I never did that. I'm so. Eventually, I'll do that. So
Eventually.
unfortunately, Doug will not be joining us because
Okay.
he does
Sorry
not have
about that.
internet. Laviande is here though for the first time in like well, she skipped out in 2 weeks, so we're gonna have to go with her.
Yeah.
So shall we start with the recap? Laviande, what
I
happened
hope
last
there's.
session?
What the fuck do I know? I couldn't even catch the VOD. I was so
I'm
busy.
so sorry.
Lead
Okay.
bomber.
Oh, hold up. Bomber, you want me to make this harder on you?
Why?
You can basically take last session and the session before that, and you can basically just mix them both together if you want. You know. Pretty firm
Why?
down. Okay.
I could just.
Okay. Shall I go over the recap?
I'll do the recap if you need me to.
I don't need you to do recap, but if you want recap, it's open to you.
Let us recall what has occurred. For those of you who may not have been paying good enough attention. Last time, most of our efforts were distracted by the awakening of a sassy child. Most people seem to have mixed feelings about this one. Very standoffish and loud. However, upon bringing them back to the guard captain, news has been given about choosing of a new job. So our adventurers now have a choice to decide the fate of the near future of the fragile frontier.
No, we gotta get copyright.
Oh yeah, we'll be screwed to all hell and
I
back.
feel like the. Plus, I feel like the opening of our campaign would be more like pom pom pom.
You don't know that. No, it doesn't have to be that. No. It doesn't have to be that way.
Look, the age-old rule of D&D was the DM can choose for the group to have a heist, but it's the characters who decide if the music playing in the background is the Mission Impossible theme or the Bitty Hill theme.
Both are aptly appropriate.
That is fair. As much as I hate it, that is fair. God.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Fine.
So, shall we begin, DM?
Sure, we absolutely can. Yeah, sure. So first of all, we're gonna be opening up a little section with Laviande. Laviande, as you said yourself, you've not been here for a while. Laviande has not been with the group for a little while. Laviande has been busy. Laviande has been
Yeah,
doing,
that's true.
better things, shall we say? Yeah, better things. Her own.
Yeah, IRL, I've been moving houses. I now live in a much roomier place at basically the same rent,
And so
just
too
with the
has
only justification.
Laviande been hunting for a new abode.
Hmm.
You know, staying in an inn is a valid option for you. You do happen to have money. You know, not grandiose amounts of money, but money nonetheless.
Yeah, I have like a
However,
decent amount, not a lot, but I do have a little bit.
as you do not require food, you do not even actually need a proper place to sleep, you know, because you just sleep wherever, because you're just used to being you're just used to being you know, the wild hunter. Your top priority is privacy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to not have other people, you know, notice you, especially since you can't keep reapplying your mask of many faces while you're asleep.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, it actually takes a spell slot, so because I don't
Wait, I
have
thought
the
many
invocation.
faces.
Yeah, you don't have the
I thought
invocation yet. So
No, I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have the invocation.
Yes.
It's just my subclass that gives me the
I-
spell as a part of my spell list, and I took it. But I don't have the invocation that lets me do this at will. Plus, it's technically not this guy's self. It's actually what's the name again?
Alter
The other
self?
one, the one that lets alter self. There you go.
Yeah,
There
alter
you go.
self.
Alter self.
It's a better version of the spell, but unfortunately, it only lasts for an hour, and it doesn't get improved by spell slots, which is troubling. So, as a warlock, the time you can spend in town is roughly about 2 hours before you have to spend another, hour and a half or something like that resting. As such, the biggest priority for you is a place you can basically go in and out of without anyone questioning you, without anyone stumbling across you while you're sleeping either. And the solution you have found is you have found. Well, I don't want to say abandoned because the town is only just 2 years old. But shall we say acquired,
Unoccupied?
reacquired,
I see.
forcefully evicted little store. Well, to be fair, you had some justification going on. It was a drug den. I mean, you're not going to turn them into the gods, of course, because you don't want them asking questions about you. However, you didn't have too much of an issue, basically driving the people, who just hang around there all the time, basically just making them believe that that place was fully haunted and they were going insane. They did lose
Classic
a
method.
little bit of fat, but that could be chalked up to letting yourself go. Despite the fact that
It
it
was a
happened over the course of a day or two.
liposuction.
Yeah. So basically, after a little bit of haunting, you've turned this drug den into a fairly respectable little cellar for yourself. There.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what did you just say? My connection glitched out.
Yeah. So after a little bit of haunting, a little bit of elbow grease, you've actually turned this drug den into a respectable abode for yourself. A little cellar, a private cellar that no one else would want to go into. And in here,
Yeah,
you
plus
decide to
me
call.
reporting anyone for doing drugs would be, would be a little bit hypocritical, let's be real.
I mean, hypocritical is one thing, and it's also a matter of, oh, hey, so, can you give me your name and information? Oh, what's that? Oh, we'd like you to just hang around in the station for about like an hour or so. You can't? Strange? Why? Magic
Yeah.
items? Huh, interesting. No,
I can slink away by just going into the vents, but like
Yeah,
that's.
I know. The
I
thing
doubt
is,
they have
the main
vents
idea.
in
See,
medieval
the main
times,
idea
so-
is you
Plus,
want
that's not even the end of
See, the main idea is you want the place, and
Mhm.
if they already let the place run to shit like this, I don't think the legal process matters too much
Mhm.
because it clearly didn't
Well, yeah,
matter
for
enough
sure.
to these people.
Well, yeah, of course.
And in here, you have decided to first thing you should do after acquiring your new home is have a little bit of chat, ain't it?
Mhm. Okay, so one quick question. How am I actually going to do that? Because I was a little bit curious about this.
My
Because
question is, do you have the Pact of Tome yet? Because I did say you guys
Yes,
leveled up.
I
so-
do.
Well then.
Yes, I do. I have the Pact of the Tome.
Did
I
you?
had it since level 3.
Yes.
Did you level up to level 4?
I think you're all level 4, aren't you? Can you just double check,
Oh.
please?
I thought we were 3.
Okay, you're
No,
probably
I'm
level
level
3.
3.
You're level
Yeah,
3 now.
we're
My
level 3.
mistake.
haven't-
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
level
level
3.
3.
I've
You
been
haven't
level
done
3.
anything since the first level up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The thing. Yep. So anyway, Laviande, could you describe your book for me, or would you like me?
Well, absolutely, but it's not a book. As I think I've already described it before, but I will do it again because it was quite a while ago. So basically, the way my Book of Shadows from the Pact manifests is it's not a book. It's actually a bunch of scrolls. Well, it's more like a scroll case filled with you know how scrolls can technically be made out of vellums or pig skin? Yeah, that's kind of like
Yeah.
the same thing, except it's demon skin. And it manifests. Okay, so for those of you who have played Elden Ring, you know that one scene when Rykard enters Phase 2 and pulls out the blasphemous blade from the serpent's mouth, and there's like a bunch of tendrils of flesh wriggling on it. It's kind of like manifests in the exact same way. When Laviande wants to use her Book of Shadows, she literally reaches into her mouth, okay, that's not really narrowing it down, considering she has 21 mouth total. But
The one
wait,
she
no,
talked with.
23. It's the one she started with, the one she always had, you know? She reaches
That
into
doesn't
there,
narrow it
pulls
down.
out. Yeah, pulls out a big old scroll case with weird wriggling veins of flesh on it, opens it with and pulls out all her scrolls or lays them on the ground, slightly annoyed from her situation. And having prepared a suitable place, I don't actually really know how the hell this works, but she's managed to steal a few beef tallow candles in the den that just happened to be laying around, and considering it's fat, well, she resisted the urge to just chew on them and just place them down, ignited them, and in a circle, not really knowing what else to do because she wanted to make it a little bit ritualistic to increase her chances, but other than that, she had no idea what she was doing. But she was still determined to do it quite a bit, so after making a nice, nonsensical, but still, existing sigil, using the candles and sitting on it and laying all her parchment in a nice little arrangement, she goes, alright, how should I call you? I don't want to call you master, I don't want to call you boss, I could call you partner, maybe, but, anyway.
Call him Sugar
However,
Daddy.
you know who you are. You know who you are. I just want an explanation. I don't necessarily want an explanation for why you made me do this. I don't dislike the process. I don't want an explanation for, just in general making me the way I am. I'm fine with it. And I'm not even that mad about, losing my family. I was kind of the odd one out. I never was very well treated. I kind of ostracized, and I was kind of a misanthrope to begin with. Let's be fair there. I'm not gonna be a liar. So I expect you to do the same. Please tell me, why the hell did you tell the ogres to attack my village and then make me eat them? Because the thing that disturbs me most is not even the village. Well, that does make me a bit annoyed. But what really makes me quite mad is should we expect the same thing? Like, are you going to hire someone else to eat me? Or can I just like not have to watch my back every 5 seconds for you to betray me again like you did with these ogres? Eh? What am I supposed to think in this situation? Can I trust you? Can I even just have a little bit of maybe justification for doing all of this? Because it kind of feels like we arranged all the events in order to make me accept, give me a reason to accept becoming your little science experiment. Sorry for speaking a little bit aggressively, but I do really want an explanation. I think I'm entitled to it. And she waits.
As you finish speaking, looking down at the mass of, well, let's say mass, the book, which is, textured like wriggling, fleshy mass. Feel the lights dim around you. The candles are just as bright, but you just feel like everything else kind of gets a bit dimmer. Maybe it's just your imagination, but then you hear and the shadows shift. Just 1, 2, 3, up till 15 degrees. Honestly, you probably wouldn't have noticed it if you wouldn't have noticed it. But it comes feeling like your skin itself is rotating on your body. 1, 3, it feels like 15 degrees.
Sorry, what? I don't hear you very well.
Oh, can you not hear me?
Yeah, your mic keeps cutting out. Can you like lower your sound sensitivity?
Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me too.
I am so sorry. I don't know how to fix that.
You sound like it feels like kind of like
that?
this.
Okay, hold up a second.
Okay, now you sound a
So
lot
on
better.
stream, Lord Wallbear, if you're watching, is it cutting out for you as well? That's
I know. I think it's just a Discord thing. I think.
if I load the sensitive, okay, hold up. Voice and audio.
Well, not lower, but the thing that lets you suppress noise on the Discord mic.
Okay, right. I've
Yeah,
turned
that
it
thing,
down.
I think-
I've turned it down quite a bit.
Okay, so can you redo the segment? Sorry for breaking the
Okay, no,
ambience.
it's fine. Don't worry. If you can't hear, what can you do, right?
Yeah.
So, as you sit there in this dim room, surrounded by candles, staring at the book, the cover of which is like a literal, like a right word, a flickering, a wriggling, fleshy mass. You can feel the light around you just dim. The candles are just as bright, but the world around them seems darker. And as you're staring, you can see the shadows shift just a bit. 1, 2, 3 degrees, and then 50. You might not have noticed this normally, but as this happens, you also get the same feeling as your skin shifting the exact same way, as if rotating on your body. 1, 2, 3, up to 15 degrees. You swear for a second that your face on backwards, but you reach up and touch it. It's still there. It's still the same it's been for the past while, at least, ever since it changed. And you hear as a form appears from the shadows, a familiar form you've seen once before, though horribly blurred from your dance between life and death. It is similar, a hard to describe form, tall. Maybe you'd want to say like 7 foot tall, but looking at it, you can't be sure. It's hard to estimate. Clothes at first seeming black, but you get the feeling of countless colors buried in shadows. A bright green smile, crimson eyes, an annoyingly charming yet at the same time terrifying presence. Stand before a loco, or at least that's what you believe. At least that's what you.
Laviande speaks up and goes, I could have used not feeling this weird flash rotating sensation, but at least it worked better than I expected.
Rico, my little goblin friend, how are you? How's the husband and the kids? Or well, how were they?
You. Laviande just kind of like realizes that he was not gonna take this very seriously, and she goes, screw you.
Oh?
Stupid goblin, now it's going to be like, I can already tell that's going to stick to my skin for the rest of my life.
As you say that, he just raises, well, you believe he raises an arm, and he rubs a finger on his chin. I think that's some hair there, like a goatee. Can't entirely be sure. Like, oh no. Oh, it's not you, Rico. Your ears have gotten a bit small. You're a bit blue, aren't you? Oh,
It's Laviande.
Ah, the gnome. Well, former gnome.
Yeah.
How's life as how's life as a Phistaco? It's been so long since we last met.
Well, then you must find time really long. It wasn't actually that long, only a few years, but well, to be quite fair, life isn't that bad. I'm gonna give you this. I find this existence to be quite good, actually. That's why I'm kind of distraught.
How so? What brings you the feeling of being distraught? I believe I provided you everything you could have possibly wanted. Well,
I want just one insurance. I'm not at that point, considering how you're acting. I'm not even expecting a serious answer or just a very good explanation or anything. I just want you to give me an answer, a simple answer. It's really not that difficult. Are you going to betray me like you betrayed the ogres? That's all I want to know. Yes or no?
You feel him stare at you for an unreasonable amount of time, but it also at the same time only feels like about a second or so. You feel like the words haven't even left your mouth, and you're already annoyed at how long it's taking. And then blinks, and his smile gets a little wider. Oh. Well, listen, Laviande. That is the way of life. I wouldn't say I betrayed you. I wouldn't say I betrayed them either. I wouldn't even say I'm on your side at the moment. Certainly wasn't on their side. Would you like... How much do you know about me? I just realized I don't believe I've ever talked about myself. At least not to you. I've talked a bit to Rico, my little goblin girl, and Enrique, and Ariande, and Benji, and Jeff. Let's screw Jeff.
I'm a Jeff.
Yeah.
Laviande laughs a little bit at that, but then realizes,
Litney knows the Jeff.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, right. I
Mhm.
actually don't know anything about you. That's kind of like the whole problem. I'd appreciate if you could tell me anything.
Well, you see, they call me Ello. I go by many names depending on what people feel about me. Usually, that asshole Godor, please don't kill me. But I prefer Ello. It rolls off the tongue a lot better. And you see, I believe to describe myself, I should start with a small story.
Mhm.
It would convey my exist a lot easier.
I'm listening.
There was
Story
once a weak village, a gathering of a miserable little. They lived a huddled and terrified, surrounded by monsters far stronger than them. There was nothing they could do. Every time they went out to hunt for food, every time they needed to leave to go somewhere else, they always had to fear that they might be hunted down by the bigger and badder monster. Now, amongst these oppressed little creatures, some of them decided enough was enough. They didn't. It wasn't happening. And so, they went out. They studied. They trained. They hunted. They stalked. They felled these monsters, one by one. With every victory, they learned more. They became stronger. The enemy became weak. Eventually, this pitiful gathering of little creatures became strong. They became the stronger. And then they stand above their monster. There was once a little forest, a gathering of weak. They lived a huddled, fearful existence. They wanted to go out for food or leave, and even they had to worry about the monsters that would stalk them, hunt them, kill them. They wished to be a bit, and so they hunting down these monsters. They learned. They went after them in every possible way. They went after they went after the most resourceful first. The most fearsome hunters of their kind. They changed their tactics. They set up traps. And the moment they were distracted, they went into their village and hunted down the monsters. Stronger with every kill, and soon they were the dominant. Do you know what was left after all of these monsters had their way?
Me.
Yes. I do not give a shit about you. I do not give a shit about any of those other existence. The weaker the other weaker creatures, the stronger creatures, none of it. You see, most gods are also this way. Although they seem to like pretending, dancing around with like petty morals. No, No.
Yes, the one that work in mysterious ways. I've heard this 1,000 times.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I haven't abandoned you. It's part of my plan.
No.
Bullshit.
Let me tell you. Let me enlighten you. Mysterious ways is it basically just means that you don't know them enough to trust them. I believe I believe it. I
believe you as well.
live. I exist. I thrive on the feeling of a tyrant being hunted. I gave you your abilities specifically so you could hunt your tyrant, so you could make it satisfying, so you could turn the tables. But at what point does one become a tyrant? At what point does a creature become strong enough that they oppress someone else, and that other weak creature must stand up to turn the tables on them? So, to answer earlier question about needing to sleep with an eye open, yes, you will always have to. That is the way of the world, and that is the way I love it. If, for whatever reason, you decide to just stop, to never oppress anyone, to actively go out of your way to make everything as good as possible, you probably would never have to worry about me, but you just piss off someone else. Like that goody two. They think they're so strong. Well, they have something I want. They will not give it to me. Then they think they're too good to fight me. So I will just fight them in a different way. I will go about it, and I will end them in every single way I possibly can. If they are stronger than me, I will set up a trap. If they have more friends than me, I will make sure that their friends turn on them. The world is built on strife. I wish for a truly peaceful world, but it is not possible. So, I just have my little role to play, you know? To make everything slowly dance a little bit towards equality. In, I understand, a horrible way, but what can you do?
I honestly respect you so much more after hearing all of this. Unironically, too. I thought you had a sort of, errand for me to run. Something particular you wanted me to do, but now that I know what your point is, what your goals are, and how everything works for you, I honestly really agree with you. I really appreciate it.
And that's
honestly, I really appreciate you. Thank you for giving me that explanation. And I can't promise I'll never become a tyrant, but I believe that if you ever come hunting me down for that, I'll have to serve you.
Listen. I fully understand. I'm not telling you not to become a tyrant. I'm just telling you to become a tyrant. Right. After all, I don't want to be like the other gods. I'm not a hypocrite. I understand. I have become the strong here. After all, I'm a god with nearly unlimited... Well, okay. I told you I wouldn't lie. I'm not a god. I'm a being with immense power. I got this power through horrible means. And, well, from what I've done to you, you can rightfully call me a tyrant. I don't mind. Oh, it's the way of the world.
You know what?
It's my way of life.
You know what? I feel like I guess you must hear that quite often after all, but To be perfectly honest, after hearing all of this and just in consideration of everything, I really think we're not so different, you and I, in more ways than one.
Oh, I've said that line to many, well, hero, a champ, a paladin. They did not take it very well, but surprisingly being on the receiving.
Yeah, I must assume you say that a lot, but hearing that told to you from somebody else must feel pretty original.
Oh, it is. So, Laviande, what is your goal?
She thinks about it for a few moments and goes, "Well, I wasn't even. I was never sure that I would have to put it into words, but
Oh,
now that
no,
I
you
have
don't
this,
need to put
this
in
power,
words. A vague feeling is it? Vague feeling is it? I will say,
hmm,
out of all those I have, well, reborn in Phistaco, you're one of the few who've taken it quite well. Usually, people are like, "What have you done? You've turned me into a monster," despite the fact that I wanted to live and exist for killing. Or, they fully embrace it and just become like a mindless. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be honest. Quite a few people I've liked have turned out that way. I try to be a bit more sparing about it. I try to be more creative as well. I've gotten other
yes,
forms as well. So that's why I'm
I
just
think,
curious as possibly my most and sane patron. I mean, no, I'm the patron. I'm sorry. I don't particularly speak the English words very well. I guess I will call you a scion. Might not be the appropriate word, but I like that word. So, as my most and least sane scion, as someone who actually likes me, which might be, I want to know, are you planning on?
what I'm planning on doing, well, I don't have a real precise plan just yet. I'm waiting to see what happens next, to be honest. What I will say, though, is that our goals, I guess, are kind of similar, just in different ways. Me, personally, I've always craved more than my meager existence, but I never craved self satisfaction so much. Or maybe I did, but not in the way that most people would expect. If I had to have a particular dream, I would become sort of a menace. Sort of kind of like a natural disaster, kind of like that legendary monster that people have been talking about, the Tarask, I believe. Something that would cause the world to stop for a second, get its shit together, and show how strong just every sentient, every humanoid can be when directing their attention at a common enemy, instead of just squabbling about being just dicks to each other all the time. If you want to fight, just pick a somebody. I think I'd like to be that somebody in the distant future. But until then, for the time being, I'm just gonna seek out people who, quite frankly, don't deserve the satisfaction of living. Unlike slavers and bullies and other people like this. And eventually,
As you say that, you can see his grin growing brighter and larger.
just
Your skin tingles from the sheer happiness radiating off of this insane entity. As he just laughs.
oh, and also one last thing. I'm gonna try creating more of myself.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, when the weak become strong, they become a tyrant, for the other weak to rise. The conflict that has created civilization as we know it. And you wish to be the embodiment of it, too. The prime target. I
Yes,
love
exactly.
it.
You get me exactly.
I love it. And I will
It
say
makes me
this.
feel like, despite not being that different, we're kind of opposites in your goal. Well, actually, our goals are similar. Our means are just aligned in the exact same way, but they are similar, but just inverse. I guess.
I believe that now my goal might be shifted a little bit hearing that. You've given me a little bit of hope. And, I've been spinning a lot of plates these past few years. I believe I'd like to try throwing a few of them at you to see if you're willing to become my rival.
Alright. Sure.
From now
Fair
on,
enough, I guess.
From now on, keep both eyes open as you sleep. You.
Oh, son of a bitch. Alright.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely a bitch. I know it. But
She's saying that with a smile, by the way.
oh, he's smiling too. But for every challenge you face, there will be an equal reward and an even greater challenge. Show me that you can
Alright,
do what
sounds
you.
fair.
Show me that you can do what you. Take responsibility for exciting. And with that, the room darkens. Then slowly returns to normal. El Loco, nowhere to. But you can feel a brand new presence inside the power that's always been in you since that day you first met him.
Ooh.
I will reveal this power to you a little later. In fact, no.
Alright, then.
Oh,
In
yeah,
that
I'll reveal
case,
this power to you a
Laviande's just
little
gonna
bit
get.
later.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go do something. I
worries, no
absolutely love
worries.
this. Give me 5 minutes.
It's fine, don't worry about it. So, how are you guys doing?
I'm fine.
I'm sorry you're bored, huh? Yeah,
I mean, it was interesting, but man.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
by the
almost
way,
an hour.
just as you screwed Laviande over a bit, she screwed you guys over a bit now.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Well, dang.
Well, I mean, and Litney.
Oh, by the way, just so you guys
unintentional.
understand, the rewards extend to you guys, of course, obviously. Oh,
Very well.
this is going to be wonderful. So, while Laviande is out, the two of you, including Doug, Doug has not replied to me. I don't believe so, which is troubling.
I believe in the RP we all decided that it was the drug cartel we were going to do.
Okay, wonderful. So,
Yeah. It
So-
really didn't seem like a
Okay.
choice. It just kind of seemed like we already knew.
Yeah, especially with Inati.
That's fair. That's fair. Yep. Anyway, now that you know about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So, the lot of you, to anyone on stream watching, basically what happened was these guys, during the week, were having a tiny bit of like behind the scenes chatter, just like figuring out what's what, right? Because obviously they need a plan. And so they've got an idea of what's going on. Basically, they're all chatting at the bar. And I'm gonna say that hour passes. Okay.
Would it be considered a short rest?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys can be short rested.
Yeah, I got full spell slots. All my spell slots back now.
You guys can absolutely be short rested if you think that helps you in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, it will.
Oh, feel. Enjoy it. Who knows how long it'll last? But probably until night, I guess.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, as the hour passes, I suppose you guys go and meet Mabel, the guard captain Mabel, as she asked you.
Yes.
So, because the meeting also it does talk about Inadi, because that's specifically what you want the meeting for.
I would like Ayla and Zid to also come with us since they're going to be also joining us. I'm going to assume they're going to also be joining us on this quest.
Yeah, one can assume that. Yes. Where's Doug's token, by the way? Okay, it's over there. So let's drag you guys over here. Let's put
Tiny Doug.
yeah, let's put Tiny Doug over there just so that we know like that's where he is, and let's like scale up these guys. Yep. So you're here. And I'm going to assume take Inadi with you. Or
Of
Inadi.
course. This obviously. I can imagine
She's
Dude,
ready to
dude,
beat you up with a
Inadi.
stick. Come at me,
imagine
Lich. I'll
Inadi
beat you up with a stick. I don't care. I don't give a S word.
Yeah, I can imagine Inadi and Zid are just like playing a bit.
Okay. So, Litney, Razzle, and Doug, along with Ayla, Zid, and Inadi. I always want to call him Zed, but I specifically call him Zid because of that joke. So you guys go
Yeah.
and meet with Mabel in the back rooms. Well, I say back room.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's basically there's a private room. Not in this bar, actually, surprisingly. In another bar, a bit more of a quiet one. You know, it's a bit more classy. And you guys, basically, she just leads you to a private room. Where it's a cramped room because it's not meant for, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not meant for like five people. I don't know how many people are here. There are 1, 2. There are 4 adults and 2 children. No, 5 adults and 2 children. Yeah, it was not meant for that. It seems to be a room. Well, there's a bed, a table, a chair, 2 chairs. Was meant for 2 people. You do not question what this room's purpose is, unless you question this room's purpose. In which case, I'm not going to reply. But Mabel sits down on the chair, and then she turns and sees that there's no other chairs, and she's like, "Well, I guess you're standing then, except for the kids. The kids can sit." Oh, can you hear me? No.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. So that's what Mabel said.
I had something come up, so I was away. Exactly did she come up?
Did I describe the room? You heard the room?
It was cramped.
It's a
heard that-
cramped room with just a bed, 2 chairs, a table. It's clearly not meant for 5 adults and 2 kids. It's clearly meant for like 2 adults. You know,
Yes.
2 large adults, probably Goliaths. 2 adults. You do not question the purpose of this room because I will not explain the purpose of this room. Huh? Mabel sits down on one of the two chairs and says, "Well, I guess you guys are standing then, except for the kids. They can sit on the bed, but don't touch anything."
Listen to the nice lady who can obviously kill someone and swing.
And Zid just like stares for a moment, just nods like, "Okay," and he sits down. Inadi is just staring at Mabel as being like, yeah, she's just staring at Mabel, just mouth open, just like befuddled, I guess. I guess that'd be the right word.
Litney would be like, okay, so about little Anani here.
Are you an angel? And then Mabel just replies, "Yes, but a lame kind."
What? No, don't sell yourself short like that. Sorry. Hey, need to focus. It's on what we came here for. It's about Inadi.
You did mention that.
And
I'll
yes,
want a few more details.
okay, I will. For the sake of brevity, I will shorten this.
Mhm.
You know,
No
abbreviate.
rush. So she listens to you. You know, just one arm like, cupped in the other, just slowly listening, eyes half closed. At points you kind of just question if she's just, dozing off or not. But, whenever you say when you mention like how Inadi was found, you can feel her gaze sharpen. So you're pretty sure she's paying attention to you. She's being sincere. She's just awkward about it, I suppose.
Yeah, and when Litney gets the part about the markings on her neck, they do ask Inadi, may we show her, giving permission because she's Inadi's already been through enough.
I have returned. What did I miss?
Not much.
So
For
to
giving the
explain
rundown.
what's going on, Laviande, basically the rest of the party is in a room, in a small room that's clearly is basically a bedroom for a private bedroom of like a small little tavern that's meant for like two people, possibly up to Goliath sized. Not meant for like 5 adults and 2 children, but that's what it's used for right now. Don't question the original purpose of the room. In fact, you are in the room right now because the door opens and a guard basically escorts Laviande in. Well, 3 guards specifically. 2 of them have spears. Laviande, as you were like walking around, trying to like you claimed like earlier today, you claimed your bit of money because you're like, hey, those guys talked about a mission. I was on a mission with them. I roughly saw where they went last time. So you just decided to pop by in the morning. You got paid 25 gold. Nice, 25 big ones. And you were happy with that. But later, as you were trying to acquire food, well, shout out food to acquire, a bunch of guards walked up to you and basically asked you to identify yourself if you're Laviande. They had a drawing of you, so it was more or less just.
Which one? The one that's. Am I a Phistaco right now, or am I disguised?
Dwarf. Your disguised dwarf form.
Oh, thank God.
So basically, they basically brought you in. So they asked you to come with them. Okay. And you're.
If they're trying to lift. If they're trying to carry me, good fucking luck, because I'm really, really heavy.
They're not trying to lift actively, although the dwarf, has given it a try. and you think he might be into it.
He like a
The,
big-
hu-
He
the
like a
human, the
donkey.
human guard has basically told the dwarf to just knock it off, please, not now, please. So yeah, you're
Look,
basi-
if you want me to crush your face with my ass, you gotta offer me at least a few drinks first.
the
Anywho.
dwarf guard blushes. The human guard sighs. I can't believe it. Please, no, please. Would it work?
keep your boner in.
And then, so yeah, basically, they bring you to this place. It's basically like on the Brawl Street, but it's a corner, like a luxury bar. And they basically drag you into this and bring you to this room where everyone is. And Mabel just turns to look at you, it's like, Laviande. Nice to see you again, Miss Phistaco.
Who's talking right now? The little girl or?
Mabel, the guard lady.
The one with the rusty,
You know,
Yeah.
what
So
face.
You mean
the guard lady,
Mabel?
the
You mean
tall-
totally not Nilbrith? All right.
I didn't use the word
Her.
Nilbridge, did I? Right? I called her Mabel from
I
the
said-
get-go, right?
Yeah,
had it written down as
it's a
Nilbrith.
private joke. Just ignore what I said right now.
Yeah, to anyone watching, basically this was one of my characters. I have the arts, I decided might not use them. They didn't get that
Yeah,
story.
I just called her totally not Nilbrith as a joke.
Okay, I just
yeah, Mabel,
realized,
so-
I just realized. I believe I actually introduced her as Nilbrith's Ice and Principality when we first met.
Yeah, I have her written down as such.
I am so sorry. My wires are crossed.
She could go by Mabel.
Don't worry.
I feel like she goes by Mabel. It's just that everyone gives that title to her,
Yeah.
or that name to her for some reason.
Yes. So you're here in the room with Nilbrith's Ice and Principality, where she's the one who's talking to you. Basically says, nice of you to join us. You again, Taco.
How the fuck do you know that? Okay, both of you. She points to the
Razzle
guard.
immediately
You know,
looks at
You know,
Hey,
Litney just
shut up, all of you. You two, the guards. You Crush Fetish, and the other more vanilla guy. Just out of the room. I gotta speak quietly to your captain. Slams the door, and immediately turns back into a Phistaco and goes, "Okay, well, seems like there's no reason of hiding this to you. How the hell do you know this?"
I'm pretty sure Inadi just
As
screaming
look-
right
No.
now.
Inadi says, she turned into a green guy. She turned into a blue goblin. How'd that
Who are
happen?
you?
Raz is looking immediately at Litney, just like giving that face
Yeah,
of just
Litney-
like, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen.
Litney obviously has this look of guilt.
Mabel's going to say, I'll be honest. At first, I'll be honest, the scout just told me that a goblin was hiding us in. And we got other information saying that you were a Phistaco.
Okay, well, what's happening now? You gonna kill me or what?
Please don't
She-
kill her.
She stares at the lot of you for a moment and says, if I were going to kill you, I would not have dragged
You would have done so already.
No, there wasn't enough time for that. I wouldn't have dragged you to a narrow, cramped room like this, but I'm just as likely to slice through a few children as I am you. No.
Huh.
Although I wouldn't mind killing you. There's
Please don't.
probably a better solution to this than just pure violence. Annoyingly.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely that. Lenny's just like, trying to, if there was any tension, already just trying to calm it down.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Laviande's just gonna pick up. Hey, just so you know, I have no beef against you whatsoever.
Mhm.
You seem like a decent person.
Could
There's
you one
plus, even if I wasn't
by the
like
way,
interested in you
Laviande,
being,
as you're talking,
yes.
are you telling the truth?
Well, it's about what?
No, just whatever you're talking about. Just are you telling the truth?
Oh, well, right now, yeah, I'm telling the truth. I'm just
Because
saying.
you
I'm
can
just telling
see
her.
her. You can see her raising her holy symbol and letting out a bit of magic, enveloping the room in
Casting.
a zone of sorts.
Oh,
Can I?
you know that
Well-
wasn't really necessary because
No.
you're just gonna. Sorry, what?
So she says, "Full disclosure, zone of lie. I'll kill you." Simple enough.
Wow, thank you. Now I'm gonna have to speak out loud all of my intrusive thoughts.
No.
That dwarf was kind of hot. Anyway,
She basically
sorry about that.
says, She replies to you. Yeah, he's nice, but he's weird.
Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I have no beef with you, like whatsoever, personally at least. Like, even if I was not, even if I didn't have any moral principles about not killing people who don't deserve it, even if I didn't have that, you're like quite a skinny woman, except where it matters. She says, pointing at her chest with like zero amount of subtlety. What? She's not lying, and which don't get me wrong, I'm well somewhere else maybe, but like I believe that's more muscle. Well, more power to you, lady. But anyway, so you have no food for me. And even if you had food for me, you're absolutely not the type of person I would feed from. You've done nothing wrong to me so far, except being a little annoying, which, I guess it's kind of your job. And other than that, you seem like a decent sort. So,
Fair enough.
the hell do I care?
I have a few questions. First off, how many people
Mhm.
killed in this village, in this town so far?
As far as I know, none.
And that is the truth. And she's like, just looking at you like. Then we have another Phistaco invitation.
Wait,
Okay.
seriously? Ah, shit.
Yes, along with D slot, she kind of just points the thumb towards the rest of the people. A human as well was with him, and the way how he was murdered on the way back, and on the way his wounds are consistent with a Phistaco. Fat drained out of his body, corpse listless, basically just a skin bag of skeleton of bones.
First some slave trade, and now this.
Oh,
Raz raises
Oh,
a
well,
sign.
that-
Just like a question going.
let me tell you one thing. If there's drug, slave trade, and, people getting drank, I believe from the little discussion I had with a certain someone not a few minutes ago, I do believe that all of this is linked. Okay, so who's the fattest, like, greasiest, meanest, rudest asshole in your town?
Well, currently we're looking into leprechauns.
Leprechauns, lots of fat. I mean, I'm just telling that as a Laviande information keynote. Leprechauns. You've not tried one before, but you heard that kind of
If you cut one open, will it spill out
Fancy.
Lucky Charms?
Actually,
I was
Yeah,
about
they
to
answered
make
that
that
question.
question.
they did. I'm gonna say this. They did answer that question. They did a Q&A. They did find the answer to that question.
wonderful.
It was
Okay.
Booberry.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. So basically, So Laviande, Nailbreast looks at you, looks at the other people. Okay, before we can. Laviande. He just looks at the papers like, I can't remember what last name he's given, and I lost the paper. I hate people. You. If you wish to live in town, we'll let you live here. We'll even let you feed off of certain people. But
Giggity.
we will require a magical contract from you. The details of which should be fairly obvious. No unwanted murder. And you'll need guarantor. She kind of just points over to Litney. This one will be your guarantor.
Litney still has that look of guilt. It's obvious where
Anything
her,
you do wrong, she will be punished. Simple.
It's honestly fair.
Yes.
So
And then she kind of just nods and she says to Laviande, "Oh yeah, there's that one other share, and if you want to use it, go ahead, or just stand. I don't care. But hopefully gonna make this quick."
I think we just lost him.
Oh no, he's gone. Left the call. That's unfortunate. Okay. He is gone, unfortunately. Who? Well, whatever. I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah, hopefully. Cause
Okay, right. So back to you guys now. So you've explained the situation about the child. Okay.
yeah, with
Razzle, do you want to talk about anything in specific? I think you've given broad strokes on like Cicero and stuff, but is there any information you'd like to specifically tell Mabel or get from her? She is a town guard. You know, a guard captain specifically. So if there's anyone with information, it'd probably be her. Razzle? Razzle McDazzle?
Yeah.
So yeah, is there any information is there anything you'd like to say to Nilbris, the town guard captain, or ask her?
About the job we're accepting?
About anything in general. Any information you need.
Well, you did let Raz already know about her bounty.
Yeah.
So, I don't think there's anything the cat would ask. As far as they understand, this job, get done, paper get ripped up.
Yeah, basically. But, you know, you could ask her any questions if you have. You know. But yeah.
Let me think of what Raz would ask me.
I'm sorry, you've just been quiet so long. I didn't want you to just, you know, have nothing to say.
Yeah, I really had nothing to say.
Yeah.
I really wanted to have Raz at least attempt to do charm towards Mabel.
Yeah.
But given that she's trying to get out of debt, probably trying to get out of bounty, that's probably not the wisest move on her part.
You don't know that.
She might try.
Sure.
She might.
Raz is going to attempt something.
Out of character, Litney knows something about this character.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I want to watch her to see if she's into it.
Okay.
Raz just kind of like taking a moment, just kind of tries to butter up the deal in a sort, just kind of like, other than this whole drug, just the sign, it's like, other than this whole drug thing, is there anything else I can do for you?
He stares at you for a moment. Just Link is like, yes, there are quite a few other jobs. Like, say for example, he just kind of like glance. She just kind of like. There's no pile of paper. She looks at a table as if she's expecting a pile of papers, but there isn't one because she didn't bring it with her, and she's just like, "Oh right, the paper book." So yeah, that was, I don't know, like reportings of a theft over in the church district. That might be something worth looking into. Or
Raz like casually thinks back to 5 seconds ago, like, oh crap, was that me?
or you know, other things like, say for example, someone possibly kidnapped a dog. I don't
Okay,
know.
that wasn't.
There's a lot of stuff to do, and she just like, could you just roll something for me, charisma or persuasion, something, performance, whichever you prefer.
You,
Actually,
hold
no,
on,
not
you
performance.
want to persuade?
Yeah, it's charisma or persuasion, one of those two.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my connection shut itself. I mean,
Don't
I'm
worry.
running using
So
a
yeah,
4G
basically
right now,
basically
so
she
my
just told-
internet's a little bit unstable.
It's fine. So she just told you one thing, Laviande. She just said, you need to sign. You'll be allowed to live here, and you know, even eat certain individuals, but you need to sign it. That needs to be a magical contract and a guaranteer. And Litney will be the guaranteer. So if you do something wrong, she'll get
I'm your
punished
handler.
as well.
So you want me to
all
roll
right.
what then?
You can roll me, you know, straight charisma or persuasion, whichever you prefer. I don't, you know, like it's slightly different outcome, but it's just
Okay,
flavoring.
I guess I'll pick persuasion then.
Go ahead. Oh,
Oof. Are you gonna
So-
waste that, Lucky?
Well, no,
just to explain.
that would be a dumb use of lucky.
Just to explain, the persuasion here specifically was not to woo her. It's for her to get the hint. She did not get the hint.
Oh, he's one of them.
No, it's kind of
Anyways,
just a matter of
no.
it's because, I mean, unless you were like super injured because you literally just wrote a sign, and you're not
Yeah.
like you're not enunciating with your voice or something to get her to be. Oh, it's just like, you need me to do anything, you know, whatever expression you've got your face paint on as well, so it's a bit tough to read. You know, and so she's just looking at you. She just can't read. She can't get the hint. She didn't pick up the hint.
Ah.
So she's just like, yeah, that's basically all of those. If you're asking for help in, like, I don't know, non-professional endeavors, like, I don't, like, things I personally, then I don't know. Like, I always need information. That's always a big one.
Raz is just kind of gonna walk back to their chair.
Aww, defeated.
You know, like that one frame from Evangelion, like where the protagonist slumped over in his chair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to spoil or not, Razzle, but I'm not gonna say it if you don't want to spoiler. Anyway, so
Yeah.
well, basically moving through the rest of
Spoil,
this
spoil who?
Huh?
Wait, spoil about what?
about her,
If she's swinging
about
one way or
Mabel,
the other.
about Nilbris,
Oh.
the guard lady captain.
Yeah,
I have some
Lavia-
assumptions.
By the way, just
Okay,
really
listen,
quickly,
it's one of my
Laviande-
characters. That's all
Okay.
you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By the way,
Mhm.
just so you know, Laviande is going to say, yeah, all right, fine, I'll sign your contract, no issues. Just formulate it and give me a second. And while she's saying give me a second, she's just going to do a little dance as she pulls out her scroll case and lays out her scroll, and she's going to do a little dance and cast
I
Intaglio.
do I look like I have any?
Honestly, yes.
Kinda just looks
You know,
down at
you look like the kind of lady who always carries paper on her, and if not, why? But I do. And she pulls out papers, which she does have in her bag.
She's basically she holds up a hand. She's basically no, stop, please, no. I'm not I deal with enough paperwork. I don't need someone from the Church of Law will deal with this nonsense. They deal with
If you
contracts.
can't deal with me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
I said that to a boyfriend once. They dumped me that same day.
Tough shit.
Please don't make this awkward in front of the kids.
She just looks at you as like, she looks at you, knows the case, like, oh right, sorry. So anyway,
Laviande looks at the kids, which she's
From-
at eye level with, and goes, "Bro, I'm literally a monster in front of their faces. I don't think it gets much more awkward than this."
Well, I mean,
oh
I
yeah. By the way,
thought-
as you say that, Inani just stares at you for a little longer. It's like, oh wait, so you're not a goblin. You're like, actually a mon. Oh, he faints.
Litney quickly catches her. And,
Oh, I
Just
love
so
her,
you
but
know,
she's so
she-
stupid. She was.
Just
She
Just so
didn't,
you know,
she didn't
Laviande just
realize she
looks.
had to be scared.
Laviande just looks at Litney and goes, "Okay, just so you know, please don't murder me. That was not my intention."
poor girl. She said there enough.
And Zid's
That's
like,
I feel like there's just a voice. I feel like there would just be a voice coming from Razzle's bag, just like, "Nice going, jackass."
oh no, you got a demon to call you a jackass.
Screw you.
Lenny doesn't. Lenny doesn't really see Laviande, what happened as Laviande's fault. Inadi's a kid, still young. She isn't that bright, so
Yeah,
So,
it's
leave it
it's
at that.
fine. I understand.
yeah. But she's like, so.
It's like, what is bravery but forgetting to be afraid?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was thinking of taking the drug cartel mission because of her.
I understand. So Mabel just kind of just nods at that, says, "Okay, understood. So if you wish to take now, first off, he points at the kid. We are going to need to run a background check on her. See, if she's actually an orphan or if she's just an adopted child. Since you haven't told me, or I assume he hasn't told you anything.
She has.
Or what is she?
To abbreviate, for simplicity's sake, basically that from the context clues we have gotten and from interacting with her, it seems like she has been probably starved for weeks. She seemed like she was from the forest area. We do not know what happened to her parents. They may be out there, but
That's what she nods and basically she says, yes, as I said, she hasn't given you any definitive answer. We'll do a background check on her, see if anything comes up. If she has parents that are looking, we'll have to send her back to them, obviously. If she doesn't, then we'll deal with that, and the last orphanage had to shut down after issue.
after
well, after I had to murder kill, execute. Well, she kind of just looks over at the dog, and she basically just nods towards him and says, there were issues worthy of an execution. Not related to the children directly, separately. And since then, the children we don't have any proper orphanage, unfortunately. We have a few taking care of them, but that's about it.
Laviande just looks at Litney and goes, "Hey, look, you're gonna find employment in this town.
The churches are working on.
If any of them misbehaves, you can tell me. I'll hide under their bed."
Yeah, the churches are looking into building orphanages as well, but there have been a lot of issues, especially frontier, and a lot of temples aren't dedicated a lot of resources here. They're being a bit slow about actually stuff.
Is there any way I could get registered to be a owner of an orphanage? I would like I had set a camp up at the Church of Mercule last night, and I think I could it could be potentially used to help the kids.
She half closes her eyes and just groans at that. I am not fully sure, however. You go ahead and start getting things sorted. I'll come over and check it out a few times. And if you pass muster, I'll give you at least my, approval, whatever that's worth.
I mean,
And based on
yeah,
that, my recommendation, along with whatever documents you're going to be sending in to whoever it matters to.
we'll also need to have her looked at by the local apothecary.
Apothecary.
Yeah, I don't know why I was having a hard time saying that, because
She nods and she says, "There's a good place over near the Fall Gate." It basically just gives you directions to a decent apothecary that she knows, a clinic, I guess.
yeah.
And she basically that's actually, when she says the name of the doctor who works there, that's his name. That's the same doctor who popped by last night to inspect her. So.
Oh,
That's comforting
Okay.
to know that he's got a recommendation from her.
I hope it's not Alexander.
no, he was a
Oh,
skinny.
thank God.
He was a skinny half elf.
Okay, cool.
Allegedly.
Phew,
Allegedly, I will say, if you remember my specific wordings, you couldn't tell what he was.
Yeah.
You assumed human.
Oh,
But he did
Yeah.
have his hood on quite tight. You assumed he couldn't have had knife ears just because, his hood was too close. But
yeah.
he could have had longer ears. Again, like I said, he was tough to read.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Also-
so that's roughly what we're going with over here. So we're gonna just speed through the rest of this a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
Nilbris, okay, basically says that if you're gonna take on the drug cartel, she'll give you the information a little bit. She'll give you a bit of information now, as well as a little bit of information later. You'll have to just pick a time, and meet with her. Separately, because obviously the information which you're going to be taking, which you're going to be hearing from her is going to be a little bit, that they don't want to just spread it around just because it'll cause trouble.
Yeah.
They don't want to just tell anyone, like in the middle of a bar. She says, if the town hall were ready, I'd just tell you to my office, but it's not ready, and especially since my office got cut in half, that's gonna take a bit longer.
How did that happen?
Well,
You got mad, didn't you?
I mean, I might have had. He kind of just glances away, something going on with a master sportsman. I thought it'd be a good idea to do barring in the room, but apparently he wasn't as much of a master sportsman as I thought.
Litney just for some reason Litney just
Hey,
has
look,
a smile.
I would feel bad for that guy, but honestly, if there's one thing I remember, one of the few good things that I learned from my stupid village is that you cannot learn a thing you think you know. So,
Well, it was. Yeah, she was at that after that.
Litney's like, there was also a Dragonborn that we had. And I have a lot of things I need
serious?
to check up on. Alright, but
Okay,
Sorry.
really
I finished
quickly, this information I
some
need to
glitch
tell. I
out.
need to let you know. So first off, there are multiple gangs running within the city, as can be expected. Obviously that's not just one, but this
Obviously.
specific one is a problem because of exactly what it's doing. Like, it's just that. Well, it's similar to, there is this weed in the lands of Earth. There's this certain weed that people enjoy smoking. A rather relaxing. Well, I want to call it a herb, but it is classified as a weed for some.
Can I roll a history?
Go ahead, roll a history. Basically, she's talking about weed,
30-20.
like actual weed, cannabis, but this was version of it. Okay, and so basically she says, so that there's a thing like that. It's a lot of people fighting over the legalization of that because criminalizing it brings a lot of money. It's recently becoming a bit more legal in some places, and this certain narcotics that they're selling is basically a knockoff version of that, if I want to say. So it's horrible. At first, it's like a relaxant, but it instills a deep sense of paranoia in people, and as well as other side effects. It basically it makes crime a lot.
With the 30-20, it does anything in click with the Litney?
No. So basically, as far as you can remember, people have been making knockoffs of everything. As far as things existed. If one thing exists, a knockoff of it exists. So, this is kind of just it. Again, the description is kind of like very vague because there are so many different kinds of drugs that cause paranoia. So basically, she says, I don't want to. Especially since he kind of just looks over at the kid. But suffice to say, there's a gang run by the leprechauns known as the Bounty of Fonty. The people in the gang like to refer to themselves as the Faunted. I hate the name.
Sounds like Fonty.
I don't know. It's some leprechaun lore. I honestly do not care. So that is the gang specifically we want you to investigate, but there are many other gangs, there is specifically just she glances down at, I want to say her notes, but she's like, oh, there are no notes, and she's like, uh, okay, so there's a dwarf gang that we know operate with them. They're called Midgar's Anvil. The people in the gang like to call them some ledges. I know that weird names, walls,
Wow.
whatever, right? She just looks to Doug and some,
Stupid name.
and basically she says, "So we know that these two gangs are fairly closely tied. Otherwise, there's many other gangs. Like, I will give you a list later, or just." He basically just says to me, "Okay, I'm sorry. Could you hand me over that paper? I'll write something."
Litney does.
Laviande.
I got some-
Is that Laviande?
Yeah, Laviande. I'm
Well,
so sorry.
Laviande will anyway. It's not like she's like out of paper. She's like got 20 sheets.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
So she
How
takes-
many you want? One, two,
Just
three.
give me one. I'm sure I can get this down. And she basically just writes down names of 1, 2.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you don't happen to have any sort of rare ink I could borrow and never give back?
She just looks at you and looks down herself. It's like the one thing she's got on her is her uniform and a sword. Not much in the way of pockets
Okay, I
either.
get the point.
Yeah, and she looks. She's like, yeah,
Hey,
no, maybe soon.
oh, damn.
You can put in a requisite.
Hey, are you wearing underwear? It's not my position to ask that. I'm not.
Laviande, not
She
for
does
the
not. She doesn't reply to that. She's basically like, she writes down on the paper. So there's the name of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 gang names she writes down. Okay.
Alright.
The 2 on top. Okay. Leprechauns. Bounty of Fonte. Okay. Actually, wait. I'll write this down in the chat, I guess, right?
You can. I've already wrote down a bounty of bounty.
Oh my
maybe-
God.
I'm just writing it down.
I will. I would say until you're done, Litney, he will ask. What about little Inati? I can't leave her by herself. Not with the leptons and wanting her.
Okay, hold up 1 second. So basically, the leprechauns have the bounty of Fonte. The dwarves have Midgar's Anvil. Those people are related to the bounty of Fonte, so they are pretty important. The dwarves also have another gang running, which is dwarf gangs. Despite the fact that the dwarves do make up most of the population as well as humans. They're called the Stale Ale. Then they're actually a halfling gang known as Lux Bandard. That's what they say. What that means, she has no clue. She doesn't know why they would call it that. Then the humans have 3 gangs. The Dungeoneers, Blue Sport, and Gold Wheelers.
Yeesh. Talk about colorful cast of
So that's basically it. So she writes down over here that these are the 3 gangs. And there are 6 gangs that are probably like the most useful for you to just look into, I suppose. There are 6 main gangs in the area. Other than this, there are also a few cults, but I'm not going to go into that. If you guys find out about them, you'll find out about them. Or if you guys want to know, you can just ask her. Or, well, you can ask any guard and they'll probably give you a list or something like that of like people to, like places to avoid.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically these are like a whole bunch of different gangs that are operating in and around the town. Ideally, she believes that it'll just be the bounty of bounty. You need to find out. Oh, I'm sorry. The pop filter fell out, and I didn't even notice.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to find out who's the leader of bounty of bounty. That's essentially it. Find out who the leader is, where they are, and basically just get information leading to an arrest or capture or whatever you like to call it.
Okay.
That's what your goal is. You will be paid 150 gold coins each upon successful completion of this, and additional rewards depending on how well you do it. Like if you just get the leader, and they get like just a confession out of it, and that's about it, you'll get paid that amount. But if you do more damage to the gang, if you give them like more to work off of, they'll obviously pay you for your efforts and reward you for what you've done, your good deeds.
All right. If it's all right, I would like to ask a bit more questions.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Where would the bounty their usual criminal activities be located in?
He basically says their usual criminal activities I do not entirely know, but you will probably find them working somewhere close to the industrial area or the warehouse district. So like basically this red area or this gray area. It's like because that's where they are a smuggling gang, and that's where a lot of the smuggling gangs operate around the river.
Litney looks down to Naughty. I believe the warehouse district is where most of the smuggling is. It's a hunch, but when Doug and Kathy was assaulted by some of the Midgard anvils, I believe, they were trying to steal from the leprechauns. He was in the warehouse district, correct?
Wait, you cut out a whole lot when you were asking that question. Would you?
So,
You sound like this when you were talking.
sorry,
like,
do I
just-
sound better?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so
Yeah, okay.
again, you can't just
Basically-
say, "Do I sound better?" Anyway, so I believe you asked. You asked that the Midgard's anvil was confronted. Was with the people who confronted Doug in the warehouse district
Yes,
or something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm under that assumption because
you asked me
it's-
that, right?
yes.
Okay, so what happens is, to the best of your knowledge, that happened on the bridge leading to the warehouse district.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't know exactly
who.
you don't know who that was, but well, considering things, you
Yeah.
can just ask her. So yeah, basically you can ask her like, who was that? And I believe that guy, the one named guy who was there was like Dickhead McLeodmouth or something.
Yeah.
Yes, McLeodmouth. Annoying. Hold up 1 second. Wait, I've got the names over here. Okay, fine. Yeah, the McLeodmouths. They're a persistent family that's annoying, hard to deal with. Amongst them,
And what-
that one particular person, well, the weakest of the lot. But the loudest, the loudmouths. They do work for I believe that he is a member of Midgard's Anvil, although we've caught him running in the same circles, but we hardly found him doing anything illegal other than some basic assault.
Raz, do you still have that paper for that big loudmouth was supposed to burn?
Raz takes out the paper, slaps it on the desk.
It's only a small piece of evidence, but it does reference the leprechauns.
She takes the paper, just stares at it, and she just like, yeah, this definitely sounds like the McLeodmouths.
The barrel where little Inati was in.
Can you speak up a tiny bit? I'm so
Sorry. It's like, and
it's the same. This is the problem I had, wasn't it?
Yeah, Litney does specify that whatever the Bonties were doing, and it involved Hinati in some way, and it's obvious.
I'll be right back.
Fair enough. So basically, she says, "Is there if there's any more for me, just contact me for now." I think we've gone over everything we possibly could.
Well,
I don't know how exactly you're going to be going about doing this. Just to give you some basic information. You're familiar with the pros.
Painfully intimate with them. They keep on circling around me. I'm pretty sure there's one crow that's been, in particular, that's been following me around.
She just decides, yeah. So they're an assortment, I suppose you could say. They're extremely helpful for many things, catching regular crimes, especially. Just when someone does something on daylight. That are witness. They're also a lot more reliable as witness. Although apparently, they do not know what a Phistaco is. They just thought it was a blue goblin.
And,
Yes, so they are not. We put them to the task of sorting through this mess as well, but unfortunately, most of the gangs seem to have countermeasures against them. Especially the fact that they can't just go into a building and investigate. They've tried apparently turning into rats and other small animals, but they've always been caught.
so they are.
There seem to be barriers of sorts to prevent shapeshifters. Likely troubling. Well, I say shapeshifter. Specific kinds of specifically druid.
And there's the issue of little Inati.
Yes.
She's
For now, she can stay with you. We will be doing a background check. If it turns out that she is an orc, can stay with you. You can register as her guardian. If she does have parents, in the getting her to her parents as fast as possible. If they're proved
Raz
to be
raises a sign to this,
yes,
simply going. Also, make sure you look into how she came into possession of a human trafficking ring.
absolutely, of course. But no, I mean, she just looks. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna just let her go. The parents that could have sold her off.
Thank you.
The most common thing would be that the child and parents would have been captured together but sold off separately to different locations. If the parents survived, there would be no way of them finding her. There's so many different possibilities.
All right.
Until the investigation is complete, would it be possible for you to hold on to her?
Of course.
That's good.
He just brushes some of the hair off, away from Inaki's face.
And where exactly are you staying? Are you staying at the orphanage attached to the Church of Miracle?
Yes. As
And-
I was thinking of setting up shop there.
And she looks to Doug. Will you testify to this being a satisfactory abode? And Doug will say, of course. Yeah. And she basically says, wonderful. Then a lot of you can get out and get moving.
Thank you.
And also, she just points to Ayla and you. I'm watching you. And Ayla's like, oh no, listen here. I would never do anything. I'm fine. I'm sadly sober. I would. Sure. And next time you come out to me asking details on work when you're dead-eyed drunk again, I'll make sure you're sober. Dominant.
What did she do to you?
Listen, she's a tall woman. Listen, she's a tall woman with like a really strong muscles, stronger than a dwarf's.
So in other words, what
Like
did she
hitting
do?
a brick. I mean, you can tell
By
from
the
how bruised
God.
this guy is. He probably just punched the shit out of him.
By the gods.
So, are you guys willing to end the session here a little early? Because
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like we've gotten everything we could possibly get set up, and a lot of RP done.
Yes. I think we're good at it.
Yeah, I feel like if we start editing now, there's no way it's gonna be satisfying if we just
Well,
stop it. Like,
Would
yeah.
are we ending the meeting with Mabel then?
Yes, we end. Unless you have anything else to ask, because I think you've asked
I
everything.
want to have Raz try it one more time before Mabel leaves.
Yeah. By the way, Mabel's the nickname. Nilbris is the actual name. I'm just so sorry.
I know Nilbris.
Yeah.
I know Nilbris.
Yes. So absolutely, we have time for that. We have to.
So, like, everyone's starting to try to go, and Raz tries one more time, going, consider things done. But, after all is said and done, perhaps we could have a word? One-on-one? He's
Okay.
trying one more time.
Roll persuasion with advantage. Because I'm pretty sure she'd pick that up, but I want to just make sure how clear is.
I
That's
can-
the first roll. So
I
it's a
can-
dirty 20.
It's
think
exactly
it's
the
very
same. Oh my god.
It's a dirty 20.
Yeah. So she looks at you, and then she's like, and she reads that, and she basically just says, "Yeah, absolutely, there's no way." And she just, when you put up the sign saying one-on-one, and she's like, "This thing. Oh." And she just looks at you, is like, "Yes, that sounds." That definitely sounds wonderful. Yes.
It would
Yeah.
seem Raz has weakened her resolve.
That's what you think. But yes. So basically she says yes, but like yeah. That sounds wonderful. Yeah. I think that's a great place to end the session. In fact, I'm gonna.
Sorry, I have returned. What did I miss?
We are ending
yeah,
the session
that's
here
great.
because they have asked literally everything they could ask, and if we start anything here, it's gonna be super unsatisfying to just end it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm planning on. I'll stop the stream now, and then we can just talk for a little bit long. So to everyone watching the
Okay,
stream,
cool.
which is just one person, probably Lord Volvo Bear, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun today. Goodbye.
It's fun.
Goodbye.
Have a great day.